Oh, Jesus. I am so sorry, Danny. How are you doing?
Doing good.
I'm not gonna lie. I saw your Discord message and I looked at the time and I went, "Ah, fuck. I'm the asshole, aren't I?" Like, if this was a Reddit post, this would absolutely be I am, in fact, the asshole. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Trials of Casuals podcast with your hosts, Dominic Fox here, and our wonderful and beautiful Catbox Danny. Anything special happened to you these past couple weeks?
I did the raid.
Yeah, there's a couple of things that happened that I want to go over. There's actually some pretty huge things actually in the gaming world that happened recently. Like massive. And we'll go through them a little bit. This might actually be a uh this is crazy. So, okay. So, we'll let's start off. Narnia, get back in your crate. I'm going to close your door because I don't trust you. Stop. So, okay. So, because we've got a lot of stuff to cover and a lot of big stuff. And we haven't, and technically we missed, last week of Final Shape dropping. So, I think we should go ahead and start off with that. And get the big boy out of the way. Thoughts?
That's fair.
Yeah, because I've seen some good shit from Final Shape.
Yeah, it's... This is Rise of Iron level stuff right now.
Yeah, I heard the raid is phenomenal. I've heard the new zone is amazing. I've heard the storyline is fantastic. I've heard the abilities are great, especially with Prismatic. And I've heard the gunplay, all the new guns are phenomenal. With the exception of the Kvostov mission being bugged.
And it's already fixed.
Yeah. And then the other thing that I know that a lot of people were bitching about is the dual destiny mission. To get rewards. And we'll go over that in a little bit because I know that a lot of people are pissed about that. We kind of need to talk a little bit about that. But since you've experienced everything firsthand, Danny, with Final Shape, I'm just going to let you just hammer the floor with it. Like, give me what you got.
So, I've been playing it since it dropped, and honestly, it's been everything I probably could have asked for the end of the Light and Dark saga. It's that good. Story's good. Legend campaign feels good. Even played like most of it solo. It felt pretty good. The changes feel good. Legendary primaries feel useful in high-end content. They don't feel like completely useless.
Right. With the couple exceptions.
Yeah, there's a few that are not like super great.
However, primaries had been shit on for a while, except for like a handful of them, right? Like one or two hand cannons, right? And and the one that I always talk about, which is Gnawing Hunger. And I get it. I know I spam Gnawing Hunger all the time. It's just that fucking good of a gun. It's a great fucking gun. It has great perks. Leave me alone. But go ahead and continue.
They've also been introducing brand new weapon frames. And a lot of them.
I heard there's like 5 or 6 new frames?
Yeah. And a lot of surprise weapon placements. That have made a lot of people very happy.
Okay, I'm curious. What do you mean by this?
Because there was an exotic sword that was in the database that people were very interested by, and it ended up being in a slot that no one was expecting.
Oh, we talked about this last time about because I thought you said you mentioned something about an energy sword, right?
Yeah.
or a special sword.
It is a special ammo sword. And it's even better than that.
Okay.
It has a list of random exotic perks it can get, as well as different elements and sword frame types.
What the fuck?
Like, there's, I think, 5 different frames it can have. It can have anywhere, I think it can have solar, arc, or void damage.
Okay.
And a handful of, like, other random rolls. But the main thing is, it can get perks like Risk Runner, The Colony, Cloud Strike, Tiku's Divination, Polaris Lance, and Galahorn.
What the fuck?
They made the Galar sword. And it kind of goes hard.
Alright. I don't know how that fucking works, but alright. So it's just, but if everyone have swords, Scallarhorn just procs?
It makes Wolfpack rounds for sword swipes. And it's for every sword swipe.
Oh my god, lament.
It does not work with exotic swords the same way that
Fuck!
Galahorn doesn't work with exotic rockets. However, Falling Guillotine works pretty good with it.
Oh, and the truths.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Any legendary sword works with that, and if you have perks on your sword like Whirlwind Blade that take multiple hits to hit max damage, those Wolfpack rounds add to the stacks, so you can hit max stacks faster.
Okay.
It's insane.
How do the new class exotic items feel?
They are pretty strong. I don't have a great one yet. The best one that I have is Spirit of the Assassin, Spirit of Gyrfalcon.
Okay.
Which synergizes pretty well, but there's some really strong ones. Like right now, Warlock's got a massive buff. Nova Bomb is actually the highest single damage super now. With Star Eater. Because the Spirit of Star Eater is the full 6 orb buff. It is the full damage buff to supers.
Oh my god.
And with Nova Bomb's changes to where the Seekers no longer spawn in terrain and explode, they aggressively seek targets. So, with the buff from Star Eaters, a Nova Bomb on Prismatic is doing almost 700k.
We love to see that shit.
It's insane. Like, there's so many more build options right now, and it just feels good. As well as a few surprise weapon frames, like, there's basically now a legendary version of Witherhoard with the first episode.
Okay.
It's a stasis grenade launcher that fires like 3 pools of stasis damage.
Huh.
It's kind of neat.
That's kind of interesting. It's probably what Salvation's Grip was trying to be.
Yeah, and they also added waveframe swords.
Okay.
There's some fun stuff they're working on.
Yeah, I mean, and I've heard nothing but good things about the story and the campaign, and like all of the small little Easter eggs in what is the area called?
The Pale Heart.
The Pale Heart. I've heard that the Pale Heart is number 1, fucking massive,
Oh, it's huge.
and number 2, I've heard that people still haven't found everything.
Yep, this is the first location that I think we've been to where you have to actually scroll the map to see all of it.
Yeah, not just like, oh, edge to edge, and like move your cursor over, like actual hard scrolling, because it's not a fucking small map. Because I saw someone scroll up, and I'm like, brother, that's like 2.5 maps worth of scrolling. Holy shit!
Yep, the raid node is off the map. You have to literally scroll that far to get to the raid node. But it is insane. And without spoiling anything, story-wise, this is the most character development I think I've seen in a Destiny story since Rise of Iron.
Ooh, that's
good.
tough. Okay, we will have to keep that in mind then. Any other things that you've been really happy about with the final shape?
I honestly it feels like they're actually like genuinely cooking again, which also something I'm very happy about. DMG is coming back.
Yes, I saw that, and I saw that he will be coming back as basically their version of the community liaison.
Yep, he is coming back as the global community lead.
And everybody rejoiced.
It's like, DMG's a great dude, and it's good to have him back.
Oh, and the community fucking loves him. The community fucking adores DMG. Like, and I saw that news, and I was so tempted to send it to you and be like, Danny, look, DMG! Like little fucking gremlin mode.
I literally saw his tweet the minute that he sent it. I was like, for real? You coming back?
Honestly, I thought I thought you would hit him with like the noble lady gasp.
They're really cooking, and they even had a little teaser of things coming in the next year, and also teased a code name for a new thing coming next year.
Okay. What do they tease?
They teased the Destiny 2 logo with the tagline Frontiers.
Okay.
Potential, we could be leaving the system.
That is interesting.
Because one of the episodes, they already showed this off, has Hive Navigator themed armor. And we're going back to the Dreadnought.
Oof.
They're hitting us with the good stuff.
God damn. So, I mean, that's fucking hype.
And they've introduced some pretty satisfying stuff. Like, 2 of the new exotics feel real good.
I am glad to hear that.
I am excited to see what else they have in store. They have definitely cooked.
Oh no, they definitely fucking cooked. That's not what I wanted. Fuck. I mean, I'm happy. I mean, if you wanna just keep going on, I'm still trying to find something very specific, to my next talking points.
Yeah. The only other like big talking point I think I have is they actually reworked Xur.
Oh, okay. Hit me with it. I'm very excited about this.
So, by doing core playlist activities like the Vanguard playlist, Crucible, Gambit, by doing those, you earn a new version of Strange Coins.
Right.
Those Strange Coins you can turn into Xur every weekend, and he's now in one fixed location in the tower. He has his own little location in the tower at the bazaar, where he will show up every week. He has a brand new inventory where he has his old stuff of selling an exotic engram, one exotic for each class, and some other stuff, like a Hawk Moon. He also now sells exotic catalysts. He will appear every weekend with 2 different exotic catalysts that you can get for strange coins.
That's fucking massive.
On top of that, he also has a rotating inventory of no longer obtainable weapons and armor sets from previous seasons.
Oh, that were all vaulted?
Mm-hmm.
And now that because they're on Sunset, they're now available. That's...
Yeah.
Who the fuck let them cook? Damn!
Yeah, like, Xur got a massive change.
I mean, we already liked Xur as it is. Like, I've said it for years. If you're a new player, go see Xur every fucking week and do his bullshit mission.
Now it's even better than it was. Like, now it's good for, like, anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you don't have a certain catalyst, there is a chance it could pop up in Xur's inventory on the weekend now.
Yeah, the fact that you could just flat out buy the catalyst. Now, you still have to do the mission for it, right?
You still have to complete, like, the kills or whatnot.
But
to
you
actually finish it, but you have it.
Right. So, like, the really hard obtainable ones, not like
Bad
through...
Juju this weekend.
Yeah. There you go.
Like, that one's kind of... I don't actually know if that's back in the pool of obtainable, like, catalysts anywhere else right now.
I mean, hey, you know what? We'll take it. That's a dub.
Yeah.
Also, I've officially found what I needed.
Nice. The other thing they added, you get... Xur now has, like, that vendor system like all the other vendors, which, by the way, another change. Hawthorne now has that vendor update. So, every time your clan levels up, you get reputation at Hawthorne, and that can continuously reset, so Hawthorne is just throwing stuff at people that are in clans basically right now. Including raid banners for free.
There you go.
That's some really good changes all around. And the only other thing that I think was added is Final Warning got a catalyst, which gives it more damage.
Okay.
Which is silly. But it's good. Good changes. I want to see more from episodes.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm very excited for it. Very, 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 very excited. Unfortunately, I have not gotten a chance to play because I have not bought the DLC because I am broke boy right now. So, but I'm glad that Bungie cooked, and they cooked hard. They didn't chef up a meal; they chefed up a buffet.
And it sounds like they're still going.
Oh yeah, I think the executives just decided to just let the dev team do whatever the fuck they wanted, and we're just like, go have fun. Like, they literally just told them, fuck it, make it happen.
We have Golden Gun as a sniper and a kinetic trace rifle heavy weapon.
Yeah, no, like, the dev team cooked. They cooked so hard. So, there are a couple of things that I want to go over. So, yeah. There's two things in particular. Now, for some people, they may not be interested in this because both of these are League of Legends related. So, number one is the slightly minor one. This is, League is now introducing a new PvE game mode coming mid-July this year. Called Swarm. And it is going to be solo or co-op with a buddy PvE gameplay. Now, for those of you that have been living under a rock, League of Legends has like pretty much always been PvP.
Yeah.
And the last time we had a PvE update or a PvE game mode, the last time we had a PvE game mode, that was in 2018 with the Odyssey mission, with the Odyssey event. which is really crazy to think about that it took them 6 years to come out with another PvE game mode.
That is kind of wild.
Yeah, because players loved the PvE game mode. Like, they saw a huge... Because with the PvE game modes, they always dropped rewards. They gave you chromas, they gave you icons, they gave you random chests, they gave you all kinds of crazy dumb shit for the event. And you could farm and do it, and they were super fun. Like, the Galaxies event, the Odyssey Galaxies event, was such a fucking absolute joy to watch and play. Because I played it the entirety of the 3 weeks it was out, and it was so much fun. The Star Guardian event, super fun. Doombots of Doom, super fun, which was their Halloween event. And again, we haven't seen it since 2018. So, basically, what Swarm is going to be is it's going to be a scrolling shooter, which is going to be really weird. Or it's going to be like a top-down shooter. So it's you'll see like the League of Legends characters are very like heavily third person, like removed, like you're watching them from above the screen. And it's, I don't really know the best way to describe it. But basically it's supposed to be like a what is Enter the Gungeon considered as, other than roguelike?
It's a top down.
Yeah. But it's a lot like that. It's just going to be a nonstop, like, wave after wave after wave of enemies, which I think is super cool. Because I love League's PvE events. I love all of their games and all of, like, the small little events that they've done, because they put a lot of love into them. And that's also, funnily enough, where you actually get a fuck ton of the lore, which is super dope. We're also possibly getting a new champion called Aurora, who's from the Freljord, so that's kind of cool. So yeah, so new League PvE game mode. I'm super hyped. The other League topic that is related is they are changing how North America and the Americas work in pro play. So, this is really interesting. So, North America has been seen as like the weakest of the four major regions. The four major regions consisting of China, Korea, EU West. Very important to note, EU West, not EU Northeast, and NA. The problem is, NA has kind of been dog shit the past, 4 years at Worlds. So, they have changed it up to something brand new. And so, in 2025, there's now going to be 2 different conferences for what is known as the LLA. So there's going to be a Northern Conference, and there's going to be a Southern Conference. And this is going to be really interesting, because it is combining 3 of the regions: North America, CBLOL, which is Brazil, and the LLA, which is Latin America. The North Conference is going to consist of 6 teams from the LCS, 1 team from Latin America, and a guest team from Tier 2. Now, the interesting thing about Tier 2 is that is the Challenger Series. Basically, these are like the minor league baseball of the pro scene, right? So, and the guest teams have to compete every year to see who gets into the conference. The Southern Conference will have 6 teams from CBLOL, the Brazilian region, 1 team from Latin America, and then another guest team from a Tier 2 of their specific region. And it's also going to be split up into 3 different splits, which is very different, because North America has almost always been spring split, summer split. The only other region that has done a third split is EU, which has done a winter split. Like, literally a month a month or two after Worlds, they're already going back at it because EU is trying to contest against the West. So the way that this will work is that Split 1, all of the teams will be fighting within their conferences. That is Phase 1. Second phase, the top teams will then play the cross-conference match. Will play cross-conference matches. So NA teams will play against a lot of the CBLOL teams. And then the winners go to the new international tournament. This means that there is going to be a new international tournament before MSI, which is huge, because there's normally only two cross region events: MSI, the Midseason Invitational, and Worlds. The fact that they're making a third one for the basically what we're going to call the winner split is kind of huge, because it means we get to see more teams compete at an international level, and I think that's fucking dope. Now, Split 2 is going to be interesting, because the winners of Split 2, the top team from each conference, will then go to MSI. So if somehow Latin America manages to win both conferences, because they have one team in each, they get to send two people to MSI, which I think is fucking hysterical. And then Split 3 is really interesting, because it kind of goes a little bit back, and the America's Regional Championship, they're going to have a championship between basically all of the conferences to determine the three teams going to Worlds. And at bare minimum, at least one team from each conference will be going. So at least one team from the North Conference and one team from the South Conference. And then I'm going to assume that there will be a tiebreaker in the second place teams unless they decide to do a point system for both. And there's a lot of really interesting things about this, because a lot of players and specifically a lot of viewers have been shitting on Brazil, because Brazil hasn't really been doing. Brazil is fun to watch in Worlds and MSI, but they're not hardcore competitive. And what I mean by that is they just don't stack up skill-wise to Korea, China, US, hell, North America, right?
Right.
So to see them get kind of like this mix is really cool. And I think this is the reason why is because there's two regions that are what we call the mid regions, right? And these regions are the ones that send teams to MSI, send teams to Worlds every single year. And you see that they have like a spark. They have a spark to become great, right? And those two regions are the LJL. Well, technically three. It would be the LJL, it would be the TCS, which is Taiwan, and it would be CBLOL, right? The other minor regions being EU Northeast, Oceania, and Turkey and RU, Russia, just don't stack up quite, just because they don't have enough players to really just the raw talent. But those three regions, Brazil, Taiwan, and Japan, have been considered what we call the mid-regions. They basically shit on any of the other, smaller minor regions, but the moment they have to start playing against, for the most part, any of the major regions, excluding, North America, they normally get, pretty hard shit on. So they're in this really weird phase where they don't really get a whole lot of, practice, because they're stuck in their regions the whole time, and then they have to go to an international event, and then basically have to adapt to whole new fucking metas. Because Riot always fucking changes shit whenever fucking MSI and Worlds comes out, and it's always fucking miserable. It is always fucking miserable, because there's always some stupid fucking change and one busted ass champion that everybody has to fucking spam, otherwise they lose the game, and it's annoying. But anyways, this is a lot of North American fans have been saying oh, but Brazil automatically gets to send one team to fucking to Worlds, and they have the privilege of playing against North America consistently. And I'm like, first of all, we should have been doing this to begin with, because I'm gonna be honest, North America fucking sucks. North American region, the LCS, fucking sucks. It is garbage. It is fucking awful. Like, downright fucking deplorable. Like, anytime North America goes to MSI or Worlds, they have one job, and they complete that job every time. Knocking out knocking out one of the EU teams, and then immediately getting evicted from the conference because they're that fucking bad. And there's really no other way for me to really, like, say it, Danny, because, like, North America never beats China and Korea. Never. They're just there to fuck with EU's chances of actually winning Worlds. That's it. That's all they do. That is all they do, is fuck with any of the EU teams trying to win Worlds. Manage to get a game off of them, put them in a funk, and now they lose. And it's happened the past 3 Worlds, and I'm sick of it. So the fact that there's now only one North American team, at least, minimum one, I would love to see a Latin American team go into it. Because the problem that I have with this section is Latin America is technically, like, feeds into Brazil, so it's kind of weird. It's a really weird culture when it comes to the Latin American and CBLOL teams. I don't really know how else to really describe it. Because, no offense to the LLA, but, their teams are not good. Their teams are not good. But that's also because they're a minor region. They don't get to play a lot. So this is... The changes are good and bad. They're good because I only have to see, at maximum, 2 North American teams going to Worlds. So, thank fucking God. Because I'm so sick and tired of North America sending 2 to 3 teams and them all being fucking dog shit ass. Another thing is, a downside is we don't get to see 2 Brazilian teams, which is a little sad. Because Brazil gets to send 2 teams to Worlds. Any of the mid-regions get to send 2 teams to Worlds. So the LJL sends 2. Taiwan, the TCS, gets to send 2. And Brazil gets to send 2. So Brazil technically losing a world spot kind of hurts, because I'm going to be honest, watching the minor regions and mid-regions duke it out is probably the fucking funniest shit you'll ever see, Danny. Like, the best way that I can describe it is, if you're watching the match, it's like having a YouTube poop playing in the background. I hope that makes sense.
No, that does make sense.
It is a fucking clown fiesta. Like, some of the highest kill games in history have been in the mid-regions fighting at Worlds, because none of them give a fuck. None of them give a fuck. They are there to make their countries proud, and they are going to absolutely clown people. And it is the funniest shit on planet Earth, because they do not fucking care. They are always willing to fucking risk it for the biscuit. Like, they make the fucking most terrible decisions, but they are also the most fun decisions I've ever seen. And their metas are so different compared to the major regions. Like, the major regions have, like, completely different metas. Because the mid-regions all come out with, like, these 1 or 2 crazy fucking picks that no one fucking expects. And then the major regions fucking take it from them. But I'm really excited for it because, to be honest, number 1, seeing 3 splits is going to be super dope. Number 2, the Southern Conference, I'm really hoping they have English commentary for it, because I want a reason to watch more LCS. Because I hate watching NA. NA fucking sucks. NA is fucking hot dog shit. It is terrible. Like, I don't know how best to describe it, Danny. Like, yes, technically, last year, North America sent a team into the knockout stage. I think. Did they? And I think they immediately got fucking destroyed. I think they got 0-3'd. Which is really not good for a major region. Like, EU is really the only region, and even then, EU's best team, G2, is literally the only team that can really do anything to China or Korea. Like, there's a reason why G2 was known as the Korean Killers. They were so good at fighting Korean teams, they went to finals at Worlds and almost beat them. Like, that's how good G2 is. Everybody else is dog shit. Not as bad as North America, but like they're pretty bad. But I'm really excited. I just hate the fact that Latin America is not getting their time in the sun. I would have loved to see a third conference so that way we could see Latin America compete with one Brazilian team and one NA team. I think that would have been super fucking dope. And I think the worst teams from the North and South Conference would have to play, I guess, what you could call the Central Conference, which is they now get sent to Latin America, which makes it funnier because if a team from the North Conference fights the South Conference, if they fly down there, we literally get to send them straight to Brazil, Danny. Like, do you know the fucking memes that would fucking come from that? Imagine being an NA team and being so bad you have to go play against the Brazilians. That would fucking kill me. That would kill me. I would be dying laughing every fucking match. But yeah, no, so that's one of the really big things is I'm very excited because in all actuality, this is a really good change because North America has been very stale for several years. Back when we were a 10-team conference or a 10-team region, and to be honest, our half the fucking teams were absolute fucking dog shit because North America, unlike any of the other major regions, doesn't promote their fucking minor leagues. They don't promote any of their Challenger Series players. All they do is they just buy imports that are getting ready to retire and go, hey, play for us for like 3 years and we'll pay you like several $100,000. And they're like, cool, thanks for the retirement fund, bitch. And that's pretty much it. So, I think this will actually teach North American teams to nut up or shut up, because I swear to God, in the North Conference there is one Latin American team. If the Latin American team comes out with a winning record, NA should be fucking disgraced. Like, there is no reason the NA team, like, the Latin American team and the one guest team from Tier 2 should ever have a winning record in that conference. No reason at all. Literally none. If they do, good on Latin America. NA's trash. But I'm very excited for it. It means I get to watch more matches, and I'm hoping that I get to watch the Brazilian teams, because the Brazilian teams don't give a fuck. The Brazilian teams fucking meme so hard in their matches. I mean, all the memes about Brazil are true. Like, the Brazilian league teams are fucking hysterical. Danny, go watch last year's Worlds. Please. You can look it up on LOL Esports. Look up last year's Worlds, the starting matches. And you can see all of the Brazilian teams that play. Every single match is a absolute fucking clown fiesta. Like, it's so good. They're so fun. They're so fun to watch. But I gotta stop ranting, otherwise I'm gonna keep going. But yeah, no, it's fun. It's great. I really hope North America gets their shit together. Otherwise, Brazil will take over. So, do you have any other gaming news, Danny?
Well, I have one that I know a lot of people will be interested in seeing where it goes. So, I think it was later last week. The announcement was dropped Gears E-Day.
Okay.
They're making a prequel. The next Gears game is the prequel.
For Gears of War?
Mm-hmm.
So, hold on. When would that take place?
They're bringing the boys back.
That would technically be before that would be before 1. Would it be before Judgment Day?
Not entirely sure, but they had, like, little motifs from the Mad World version that they had in the original trailer in it.
So it's probably leading up to Gears 1, which means the main character will not be Marcus.
It's front and center.
He's front and center?
In the trailer.
Okay. I would have to look at that, because I'm looking at because I'm trying to see the timeline.
The trailer's good.
What is it called?
Gears of War E-Day.
Alright, hold on. So it's the day they show up.
Yep, it is actual E-Day.
Emergence Day. So it's probably going to be Marcus and Dom. No. God, I'm trying to think of the timeline here. So yeah, it would have been before Judgment Day, because E-Day is literally the day that the Locust came out.
Yep.
Because when we take a look at the timeline, right, not counting DLCs, because that makes it way too fucking complicated with all the DLCs from Gears 1, 2, and 3. So starting with Judgment Day. Judgment Day technically takes, 95% of Judgment Day takes place before Gears 1. Because that's Baird losing or being demoted. The whole reason why he makes it into Delta Squad is because he gets demoted for disobeying orders. So it's Judgment Day, then 1, 2, and 3, and then I'm pretty sure after that it's just 4 and 5, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. So I'm very curious to see what they're gonna do. Like, that's so. I really need to get an Xbox. I really want to play through the Gears games.
Seeing, like, I watched that trailer not too long ago, and just hearing the little bits of Mad World playing in the background of it is like, they know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will definitely be watching the trailer later, because again, the big thing is that, like, I never got to play Gears 4 and 5 because they didn't make it for the 360. They made it for the Xbox One.
Yep.
So yeah, I never got to play it. So I need to go buy a new Xbox so that way I can go play the Gears games.
Like, on top of that, there's some other things that were shown off, but that was the big one because, like, nobody was expecting, like, a prequel Gears.
Yeah, nobody. I don't think that was on anybody's fucking list of things.
They showed that off.
Because technically the series has ended with 5, right? Like, officially ended?
Yeah, that was initially, like, what was thought with that. And then, like, there's that. They finally showed off the remake for Perfect Dark. It looks pretty solid.
Okay.
And the first, like, actual in-game footage of the Metal Gear Delta collection.
Oh, okay.
Seeing Snake Eater in, like, 4K textures is weird.
Is it still boxy as shit?
No, it.
Oh, they
it
cleaned it
looks-
up.
Yeah, it looks closer to what like 5 looked like.
That's pretty good.
Like, it's kind of wild how much details in it.
All right, you know what? Give me a bingo card, Danny. And I'll
That was
give me honestly, like with all the shit that's happened, we need to start making bingo cards.
and like honestly as well, like because like the new Fable game that was being made.
Oh yeah, after what? 15, 20 years?
Yeah, and it's being done by the people behind Forza Horizon.
Which by the way is a weird fucking thing.
It actually kind of looks good too.
Well, and then hold on, wasn't there also didn't they announce I thought there was something about a remake or another version of Jet Set Radio Future coming out.
Yes, Sega's working on a new like a remake of Jet Set Radio, Crazy Taxi, Streets of Rage.
Yeah, I mean, I played a lot of Crazy Taxi, so small story, okay, Danny?
Yeah.
So my mother my Mama Fox has 3 degrees. She's a bachelor, she has a master's, and a PhD.
Mm-hmm.
And she got her master's and PhD while raising me as a single mother for the most part. So I would go to campus with her sometimes when I was a little bit older, and I would go to the cafeteria and hang out with some of her colleagues when, she had a class and they would babysit me. And in her college's cafeteria, there was the old school you sit at the machine and you play the game. Like the big traditional arcade games.
Yeah.
And there was 2 games there that I played probably over 50 times. Actually, no, technically 3. That was Crazy Taxi, Tekken. I don't know which Tekken it was. It was an older one. It was one of the big box Tekkens.
Yeah.
And Hydro Thunder. Do you have any idea what Hydro Thunder is?
Yep. I have not seen a Hydro Thunder cabinet in so long.
Yeah. I played those cabinets I played the shit out of those. So I loved Crazy Taxi. Also because, it is a fucking ridiculous game. It's fucking dumb. It's a dumb
Really
game.
is.
But it's so fun. But Jet Set, I found the joy of Jet Set Radio Future when I was in high school, because I have, and you know what? I think I'm actually going to try and find it real quick. Hold on. I have the disc somewhere here. It is a 2-sided disc, Danny, or it's a two-sided box. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Oh my god, I'm gonna go nuts trying to find this thing. Hold on. You know what? We're pulling the box out. This are all of my old games. Because there is a is it not this box? I guess not. So because Jet Set Radio Future released not as its own case. It originally released as part of a 2-disc kind of like free demo in a way game with a racing game. Oh, it might be this box. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Is it this one? Here we go. Got it. I knew I kept it around here. So, and mind you, this was for the original Xbox, Danny. The original Xbox. And I will showcase it here. It is a 2-sided case. On the one side, you have the disc for Jet Set Radio Future. And on the other side, you got Sega GT 2002.
Yup.
And inside, there is a singular disc that allows you to play both games. Now, apparently, my Jet Set Radio Future is not in here. So I'm wondering if I accidentally left it in an Xbox and then I packed up my Xbox. So, I guess we'll fuck around and find out. Alright, Narnia, house. I'm a big fan of Jet Set Radio Future. I think it is stupid fun. And if they make it for Xbox, I absolutely might have to buy an Xbox. Fuck PlayStation. Fuck Sony.
Like, I know Sega is probably going to try to release that on as many platforms as they can.
Yeah. I mean, well, and also, like, I if I was going to get a console, if I was going to get one more console before I swap over to PC gaming, I'm definitely not buying a PS5. Fuck that. Like, I know Helldivers is fun. I know it's good. But also, fuck Sony. Like,
oh yeah, they've been dropping the ball hard.
Yeah, and I mean Microsoft's not too terribly better, but there's too many other series that I would love to get. Number one, I would love to get the Master Chief Collection and play through all the fucking Halo games. Number two, I want to go back and play all of the Gears of War games. Gears of War 1 through 3 is fun, and I never got to play 4 and 5. We don't talk about Judgment Day.
And the fact that they're actually hitting us with, like, an actual E-Day prequel.
Yeah, that was very surprising. So, I'm hyped. I'm very hyped. Dog, if you don't get in your house right now, I swear to God. She is, like, slowly crawling out of the house, looking up at me, and then I yell at her, and she immediately runs back in. You put your little furry paw back in there.
I think, honestly, and this is the first time I think I can say this in a little while, I actually think one of the weakest parts of the Xbox showcase from this year was actually the Black Ops 6 reveal.
Oh my God. Stop. They need to just stop. They release a new... They Who released this one? Was it Activision or Treyarch?
I'm not entirely sure.
Well, they're both owned by EA, right?
Activision. Well, they're under Activision.
Yeah, I mean, either way, like, here's my big thing, okay? I am so sick and tired of dog shit Call of Duties. Like, they are. They are. Almost every single Call of Duty past Black Ops 2 has been absolute hot dog shit, with the exception of Black Ops 3's Zombies.
Like, that did remind me, the one thing that I had been hearing is it sounds like they might be returning to round-based zombies.
Thank God. Because, I'm sorry, that Portal shit, boring as fuck. Like, seeing the big open maps and, like, doing the quests and the Easter eggs and all that shit, yeah, that was fun and that was cool, but, like, I want round-based shit. I don't want to have to run around trying to find every last fucking zombie.
Yeah, the good like bread and butter of the mode.
They need to go back to the roots. That's what they needed to do years ago. And again, and again, I have not played a multiplayer Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 2. Like, I played a little bit of Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, but I'm going to be honest, I just went straight back to Modern Warfare 2.
I played Cold War once. Before that, the last one that I played was Black Ops 2.
Yeah, and I played Cold War's prop hunt. I didn't even play their multiplayer. I played their prop hunt. Like, it's so sad. And you know what the fucked up part is? They had a game that I think could have been really cool, that could have brought it back. Like, the fun creativity that they had. But they, number one, released it at a super shitty time. And number two, basically gave it no fucking assistance. And that was Call of Duty Ghosts.
Yep.
because their extinction mode, it just had a certain level of je ne sais quoi. And they just shit on it. They shit on it and moved on. They were like, all right, well, it didn't sell. Goodbye. And I'm like, you released it, but you released it when there were other shooters coming out. You couldn't have released it when there was less things coming out and more people would have been happy to buy it? Like, that's so bad. It's just... Well, it's the same reason why... It's the same exact reason why Titanfall 2 did not go as large as it did. Because Titanfall 2 got released between a Call of Duty, not just a Call of Duty game, but a Call of Duty and Battlefield game.
Yep. Which, out of those games that came out, Titanfall felt so good.
Oh, yeah. No, Titanfall's still, even to this day, Titanfall's a stupid fun game.
Like, Titanfall 2 is the only other game that I'm like, I love the gunplay in it so much.
Oh.
Destiny is the other one.
Oh, yeah. No, 1,000%. Titanfall has always been, like, the unspoken hero of the shooter series. Because they're the last, in my opinion, really good shooter that came out.
It's one of those games that has that rare combination where it perfectly blends your stereotypical FPS with a movement shooter.
Yeah, no, 1,000%. Like, everything that Black Ops 3 multiplayer wanted to be, or that Modern Warfare 3, or Infinite Warfare, or Advanced Warfare wanted to be, Titanfall 2 did it. And they did it correctly. Like, even to this day, right? Titanfall's multiplayer is killer. And Titanfall 2's campaign can be completed in roughly about 3 to 4 hours. It's not that long.
It's actually good.
It's a good campaign. And it's just a shame that we will never get Titanfall 3 because Respawn has got a stick up their ass constantly making more fucking Apex fucking characters. Which, again, I think is fucking dumb because I'm so sick and tired of fucking seeing goddamn shit about Apex and just Battle Royales in general. They're not a good fucking game. It's not a good genre.
I will say the thing that's starting to... The genre of shooters that are getting oversaturated right now. Battle Royales, extraction shooters, and hero shooters. There's so many right now.
There's so many, and there's so many that are not done well.
Yep. The only hero shooter concept that has been announced over the past couple months that actually seems interesting is Marvel Rivals.
Yeah. I've seen that.
It's just because they're doing something that the others are not doing. They actually have destructible environments.
Yeah, and they're taking a page out of Battlefield, which I've always been a fan of their destructive environments to a certain extent. Just because I think it's fucking cool.
Bad Company 2 is the pinnacle of that.
Oh God, yeah. Bad Company 2 lets you level entire fucking cities.
That was perfect.
Oh yeah. But it's just, and I agree with you. The shooter genre has been so fucking oversaturated with absolute fucking garbage that it's hard for me to get excited about one anymore.
It's like now you find one that feels good and one that's fun, and that's it. You really don't need any others for a while.
Pretty much.
It's like the last sort of original take on the shooting genre was the few games that came out in the rhythm shooter genre.
Well, and the one that combined PvP and PvE. The PvP and campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what that game was?
I'm trying to, because it sounds familiar.
I bought it. I bought it for $10, and I do not regret it. But it is Brink.
Brink was sabotaged from the beginning.
Yeah, they did not do that game well.
It was like, it came out unready.
And it had such a cool concept too.
Yeah, like the concept got everybody.
Yeah.
It just was not done. That game was not anywhere near done.
And I've played the game. I've played both sides of the game. I've beaten both sides of the game. To complete both sides story-wise, it takes roughly about 8 hours. That's ridiculous. Because there's really not a whole lot. Matches last like 10 minutes. And then obviously there's like all the side quests and shit like that to do, but it's whatever. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Pretty much.
You know, I mean, it's I definitely agree with you. The genres, because its problem is that it's hard to make a game that hasn't already been done before. Is the big issue.
Like, it's why like it's so nice to see like a lot of these indie games that have like their own takes on these.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think that companies honestly like just I don't mind remastered games. Like, give me Modern Warfare 2, actual Modern Warfare 2 remastered.
Yeah,
OG.
like, that's the problem I have. It's not them remastering it. It's them remastering it or remaking it wrong.
Yeah, like, because the new Modern Warfare 2 is not Modern Warfare 2. It's not the Modern Warfare 2 from 2009.
It's a different game.
It's a completely different fucking game. And it's like, the fuck, man. Like, I would love a re-release of Black Ops 1. Like, I would love a re-release of Black Ops 2.
It's why I'm actually, like, not 100% against this remaster of Metal Gear.
Like,
it doesn't actually look like they've changed anything other than visuals.
Which is fine. You brought it up to for the most part, to the modern day era, which is great. And, like, it's not bad to redo an entire game and just give brand new graphics. Like, you can do that. You can redo that. But, number one, don't change the fucking story. That's why so many people had a problem. A great example of this is Final Fantasy VII. The remastered version of Final Fantasy VII is not remastered.
It's a remake.
It's a remake. And it's fucking dog shit.
It's also, like, in multiple different games, each like $60 to $70 a piece, and I'm like, no.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just go play the original.
On my PS2. Because PS3 ain't got no games.
I mean, PS5 don't got no games.
True.
There's a part of me that kind of hates that that's not even a joke.
I know, I'm mad about it too, because I kind of agree. It's just...
It's like, the fact they're at the point of, like, forcing people to make a PSN account to play the game's PC ports. Just to influx the numbers.
Mm-hmm. And it's
just...
just...
says a lot.
Yeah. No, and again, Sony is just scum.
They're floundering pretty hard right now.
They are the scum on the bottom of my work boot. Like, and I worked in a bar in those boots, so you know what's on that floor.
Like, literally, I don't know if you saw the last, like, PlayStation Direct.
Oh, no.
They literally opened up the first, like, 15 minutes of it talking about this new studio of theirs and this game they've been working on. 5 minutes into the thing, they announced, it's a hero shooter. And literally every single person's reaction was just, like, complete disinterest in it.
Oh, yeah. 'Cause nobody
It's like-
fucking cares.
It's a hero shooter. The character designs kind of look a little bland, aside from, like, one or two. And the story for these like, non-established characters is time gated. You get a weekly cutscene for the story to the game. It's like, I sat there watching that like, wow, you really hate this show.
That's so sad.
They're spending like all this time making this game, and this thing is dead on arrival.
Mm-hmm.
The gameplay actually kind of looked super slow, and like seeing how Overwatch is struggling hard right now. You're trying to release hero shooters.
Well, also, in all fairness, Blizzard is
Awful.
Blizzard has been going through their own problems and their own issues as of late.
But just hero shooters as a whole are not doing great right now.
No,
'Cause they're
no,
just
they're
kind of
not.
all the same for the most part,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just kind of dull.
No, 1,000%. Hard agree. Like, it's just fucking ridiculous. Is exactly what it is.
Yep.
So, do you have any other news, Danny?
As of right now, that's basically it. Just waiting on more stuff.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And you know what? Honestly, I'm kind of down to call it there for the day, because we went over the two major things. We went over Final Shape, and we went over the changes to LCS slash PvE game mode for League, which, again, 6 years. Took you fuckers 5 to 6 years to make another PvE game mode event. So dumb. But, anyways. Oh, let me swap over to this side so it looks like I'm facing you. Danny, where can they find you?
You can find me on YouTube and Twitch at CatboxDanny.
You can also find me on YouTube and Twitch at DominiFox or on Twitter at DominiFox1. Thank you all so much for stopping by. We really appreciate it. We all hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, don't be a sweatlord. We'll see you guys next time.